Welcome to the Art of Public Speaking, a journey designed to transform you from a hesitant speaker into a confident and engaging communicator. This book is inspired by the timeless wisdom of motivational figures like Dale Carnegie, but presented in a way that resonates with our fast-paced modern world. My goal is to take you through a simple, step-by-step approach to mastering the art of public speaking, equipping you with the skills you need to captivate any audience. Who should read this book? This book is for everyone. Whether you are a student, a professional, an entrepreneur, or someone who just wants to make an impact through speech, this book is for you. If you've ever felt nervous or unsure while speaking in front of a crowd, this book will give you the tools to overcome those fears. If you aspire to lead, influence, or inspire others, the techniques detailed in this book will help you achieve those goals. What you will learn. By the end of this book, you will have gained 1. Confidence. Strategies to build and maintain confidence when speaking in any situation. 2. Clarity. Techniques to communicate your ideas more clearly and effectively. 3. Engagement. Methods to capture and hold the attention of your audience. 4. Preparation. Guidelines for preparing and structuring your speech for maximum impact. 5. Persuasion. Skills to persuade and inspire your audience to take action. 6. Overcoming fear. Steps to manage and overcome the fear of public speaking. 7. Storytelling. The art of telling compelling stories that make your message memorable. 8. Body language. Understanding and using body language to enhance your speech. 9. Voice control. Ways to use your voice to convey authority, emotion, and presence. 10. Audience analysis. Techniques to understand and connect with your audience. 11. Handling questions. Skills to handle questions and feedback with confidence. 12. Continuous improvement. Tips for ongoing improvement and development as a speaker. Each chapter is crafted to walk you through these essential skills, using simple language and real-life examples that you can easily relate to. You'll find practical exercises at the end of each chapter to help you put what you've learned into practice right away. Join me on this transformative journey. Much like a trusted friend, this book will guide you, inspire you, and push you towards becoming the best speaker you can be. Ready to unlock your potential? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The Power of Public Speaking. Welcome to Chapter 1. The Power of Public Speaking. Picture this. You're at a family gathering, birthday party, or perhaps a formal business meeting. Suddenly, all eyes are on you as everyone expects you to say a few words. You feel a sinking sensation in your gut. Your palms get sweaty and your mind goes blank. Sounds familiar? You're not alone. For many, public speaking is right up there with spiders and heights on the list of top fears. But here's the good news. Public speaking isn't just something to fear. It's an incredibly powerful tool that can transform your life, both personally and professionally. The importance of public speaking. Public speaking is more than just standing in front of a crowd and talking. It's an essential skill that enables you to communicate your ideas effectively, influence others, and drive change. Let's explore why public speaking holds such power. 1. Boosts your confidence. Speaking in front of others pushes you out of your comfort zone and helps you grow. Each time you successfully deliver a speech, your self-confidence skyrockets. And this newfound confidence doesn't just stay on stage. It spills over into other areas of your life. 2. Enhances career opportunities. Whether you're a doctor, engineer, teacher, or in any profession, being an effective communicator sets you apart. Employers highly value employees who can articulate their thoughts clearly, lead meetings, and present ideas. In fact, many leadership roles require strong public speaking skills. 3. Builds connections. Public speaking allows you to connect with people on a deeper level. The power of words can create bonds, inspire action, and foster understanding. When you share your story or a common goal, you create a sense of community among your listeners. 4. Influences others. Effective public speaking is a tool for persuasion. Politicians, activists, and leaders have all used their speaking skills to influence opinions, change behaviors, and rally people to a cause. Your ability to speak well can make you a powerful advocate for the things you care about. 5. Personal development. Crafting speeches and presenting them involves critical thinking, organization, and creativity. The process of developing as a speaker can sharpen these skills, contributing to your overall personal development. Real-life story. How Marie used public speaking to propel her career. Let me tell you about Marie, a graphic designer at a mid-sized advertising firm. She was incredibly talented but stayed mostly behind the scenes, content to let her work speak for itself. However, during a critical project presentation, her team's lead speaker fell ill, and Marie had to step in. At first, Marie was terrified, but she took a deep breath, gathered her thoughts, and presented her ideas. To her surprise, the clients loved her energy and clarity. This moment was a turning point for Marie. She realized that her words had as much power as her designs. Marie started attending public speaking workshops and practiced regularly. She volunteered to present at meetings and even took on roles in community events to hone her skills. Within a year, she wasn't just a designer. She became a key figure in her company's client pitches. Her confidence grew, and soon she was promoted, not just for her design skills, but for her ability to articulate and present them effectively. Key takeaways. 1. Public speaking is for everyone. You don't need to be a natural-born speaker. Public speaking is a skill you can develop. 2. Start small. Begin by speaking in low-stake environments like small team meetings or social gatherings. 3. Practice makes perfect. Like any skill, the more you practice, the better you become. 4. Embrace mistakes. Everyone stumbles from time to time. Learn from your mistakes and keep going. 5. Remember the impact. Your words can influence, inspire, and create change. Use your voice for good. A sprinkle of humor to wrap up. Picture public speaking like being a stand-up comedian, but without the panic of remembering punchlines. Imagine you're presenting a business proposal and suddenly picture everyone's heads as those of friendly puppies. Instantly, you're less intimidated and more at ease. It's hard to be nervous around puppies, right? Public speaking is a journey. With perseverance, a good dose of humor, and continuous practice, you'll find that what once seemed terrifying becomes one of the most empowering tools at your disposal. So, welcome to the journey of becoming a confident speaker. Remember, every great speaker was once a novice who refused to give up. Let's embark on this thrilling adventure together. Chapter 2. Overcoming fear and building confidence. Imagine you're about to step onto a stage crowded with eager faces waiting to hear you speak. Your palms sweat, your heart races, and your mind begins to feel like a whirlwind. Fear wraps you in its tight embrace, and the ground beneath you feels more like a high wire. Sound familiar? You're not alone. In this chapter, we will dive into practical strategies to conquer that fear and replace it with unshakable confidence. Understanding the fear. First, let's break down the fear itself. The fear of public speaking, also known as glossophobia, is incredibly common. For many, it's rooted in the worry of being judged, making mistakes, or simply being the center of attention. The good news? It is entirely possible to overcome this fear with some practical strategies. Real-life example. Take the story of Jessica, a software engineer who dreaded presenting at team meetings. Her fear was so intense that she would often call in sick on the day of her presentation. Determined to change, she took small steps, starting with presenting to just 1 or 2 trusted colleagues. Over time, her confidence grew, and she now speaks comfortably at large tech conferences. If Jessica can do it, so can you. Step 1. Acknowledge your fear. The first step to overcoming any fear is to acknowledge its presence. Pretending it doesn't exist or trying to tough it out will only make it stronger. When you acknowledge your fear, you can begin to confront it. Exercise. Write down what specifically scares you about public speaking. Whether it's the fear of forgetting your lines, looking foolish, or feeling intense pressure, putting it on paper can help you face these anxieties head-on. Step 2. Preparation is key. One of the greatest antidotes to fear is preparation. The more prepared you are, the more confidently you'll be able to deliver your message. Exercise. Create an outline of your speech. Practice it several times. Spare a few minutes in the shower during your commute or before bed. The more familiar you become with your material, the less room there is for fear. Step 3. Visualization techniques. One powerful way to build confidence is through visualization. This involves imagining yourself successfully delivering your speech. Close your eyes and see yourself standing tall, speaking clearly, and engaging your audience with ease. Exercise. Spend 5 minutes each day visualizing a successful speaking engagement. Imagine the applause and feelings of accomplishment. This mental practice can trick your brain into feeling as though you've already succeeded. Step 4. Breathing exercises. Fear often manifests physically in the form of shallow or rapid breathing. Learn a few simple breathing exercises to calm your nerves. Exercise. Try the 4-7-8 technique. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold the breath for 7 seconds, and then exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds. Repeat this process a few times before you go on stage. Real-life example. Consider Mark, a young entrepreneur who used to get stage fright before pitching his startup to potential investors. He incorporated the 4-7-8 breathing technique and found that it calmed his nerves considerably. Today, his confident presentations have won him substantial investments. Step 5. Small wins lead to big wins. Don't start by trying to conquer a large audience. Start small. Speak in front of a mirror, then to a pet or a family member, and slowly increase your audience size. Each small win will build your confidence for bigger wins. Exercise. Organize mini-sessions where you can practice your speech. Start with friends or co-workers in a laid-back environment before gradually progressing to larger, more formal settings. Step 6. Turn negative thoughts into positive ones. Your inner dialogue can dictate how you feel. If you constantly tell yourself that you're going to fail, that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Exercise. Create a list of positive affirmations like, I am a confident speaker, or I connect well with my audience. Read these affirmations aloud every day. It may feel silly at first, but your brain starts believing what you frequently tell it. Humorous insight. Imagine your fear as a cartoon villain. Big, dramatic, and a little ridiculous. Now imagine yourself as the superhero, cape and all, stepping onto the stage to save the day. Even superheroes had to start somewhere, right? Step 7. Focus on the message, not yourself. During your speech, shift your focus from how you are performing to what you are communicating. Remember, your goal is to share something valuable with your audience. Exercise. Before going on stage, remind yourself, it's not about me, it's about the message. This shift in focus can alleviate a lot of personal pressure and help you engage more effectively with your audience. Conclusion. Conquering the fear of public speaking is a journey, not a destination. It requires patience, practice, and persistence. Remember, everyone starts somewhere, and even the most accomplished speakers had to work to overcome their fears. In the next chapter, we will dive into understanding your audience, because knowing who you're speaking to can be half the battle won. Ready to continue the journey? Let's go. And remember, the stage isn't a place of dread, but a platform to share your unique voice. So take a deep breath, channel your inner superhero, and get ready to shine. Chapter 3. Understanding your audience. Understanding your audience is like understanding the rules of a game before you play it. If you jump in without knowing what you're dealing with, it's a gamble, and very few of us are lucky enough to win a gamble every single time. Knowing your audience, however, stacks the odds in your favor. Making meaningful connections with your audience is essential for your message to be clear, relatable, and impactful. Otherwise, you might as well be talking to a wall. And trust me, walls aren't known for giving standing ovations. Why knowing your audience matters. Imagine trying to sell ice cream to a group of Eskimos. Sounds ridiculous, right? It's not just a funny scenario. It's a classic example of failing to understand your audience. Your goal in public speaking is to engage, entertain, and educate, but you can't do any of these effectively if you don't know who you're speaking to. Understanding your audience ensures that your message is clear and tailored to their needs. You avoid misunderstandings and miscommunications. Your audience feels valued and respected. You can anticipate reactions and prepare accordingly. Tools for knowing your audience. 1. Audience research. Do your homework. Learn the demographics, age, gender, background, and psychographics, interests, beliefs, attitudes of your audience. Use surveys, questionnaires, or even simple conversation to gather this information. It's like preparing a recipe. You need the right ingredients to hit the sweet spot. Example. Suppose you're giving a talk at a high school about future careers. It would be wise to know the school's primary interest areas and which professions are popular among the students. If the majority of them are leaning towards tech careers, emphasizing opportunities in the IT sector will grab their attention more effectively than talking about agricultural jobs. 2. Social media stalking, ethically, of course. Social media is a goldmine for understanding your audience. Check out their posts, likes, and comments to get a sense of what's trending in their world. Example. You're about to speak at a local community event. Head to the community's social media pages to see what they're currently focused on. Are they worried about local environmental issues? Do they have upcoming cultural events? Tailoring your talk to address these will feel incredibly relevant and thoughtful. 3. Interviews and conversations. Never underestimate the power of direct conversation. Talk to a few members of your target audience before the big day. This can provide invaluable insight. Example. If you're preparing a motivational speech for a corporate team, spend some time chatting with a few employees beforehand. What challenges are they facing? What are their hopes and goals? Incorporating this information can make your speech feel tailor-made for them. Connecting with your audience. 1. Use relatable stories and examples. A good story is like glue. It sticks with you. Sharing personal anecdotes or relatable stories based on your audience's interests can create an emotional connection. Example. Let's assume you're addressing a group of new parents about balancing work and family. Sharing a funny, slightly silly story about your own experience with your first diaper disaster can break the ice and make the audience relate to you faster than you can say, baby wipes. 2. Speak their language. This isn't just about speaking English, Spanish, or Mandarin. It's about using terms, references, and phrases your audience is comfortable with. Avoid jargon unless you are sure everyone is familiar with it. Example. Tech-savvy audience. Feel free to toss in some AI and big data references. Speaking to a general audience, maybe equate those terms to daily life, like how a coffee machine learns your favorite brew timing. 3. Engage and interact. Make your audience a part of the conversation. Ask questions, invite opinions, and validate their input. Example. During a seminar on health and wellness, asking the audience, how many of you find it hard to find time to exercise? And then sharing a simple solution or humorous story about overcoming that challenge can make your message hit home. 4. Adapt on the fly. Be observant and ready to pivot. If you notice your audience looking confused or disinterested, it's time to switch gears. Share an energizing story, throw in some humor, or ask a provocative question to regain their attention. Example: imagine you're halfway through a rather technical explanation, and you see glazed expressions. It's high time for a joke or anecdote to break the monotony. I see some puzzled faces, kind of like mine when I first learned this, can both lighten the mood and make you more relatable. Final thoughts. Understanding your audience doesn't just improve your public speaking. It's an act of empathy. It's about putting yourself in their shoes and crafting a message that resonates with them. Think of it as planning a dinner party. Sure, you can serve whatever you like, but a great host always considers the guests' tastes and preferences. By taking the time to know your audience, you're not just preparing a speech. You're preparing an experience that will be remembered, cherished, and most importantly, impactful. And who knows? Maybe next time, your audience will be sellers of ice cream in the Arctic thanks to you. So, step into their world, learn their language, and watch your message soar. Understanding your audience is your secret weapon to being a successful public speaker. Use it wisely, and you'll find yourself winning not just games, but hearts and minds. Chapter 4. Crafting your message. Welcome, enthusiastic reader, to Chapter 4, Crafting your message. Whether you're giving a keynote presentation, toasting at a wedding, or simply speaking at a meeting, the success of your speech hinges on one thing: your message. But how do you create compelling content that your audience will remember? How do you structure your speech so that it flows naturally and leaves a lasting impact? Well, worry no more. This chapter is here to put all your concerns to rest. 1. Setting the stage introduction. Picture this. You start watching a movie, but the beginning is so dull that you consider leaving the theater. The same applies to your speech. The introduction is your golden opportunity to grab your audience's attention. Here are 3 tried and true ways to set the stage like a pro. Begin with a bang. Use an interesting fact, a thought-provoking question, or a powerful quote. Imagine waking up every day with a limitless source of energy. What will you achieve? Probably more than you ever thought possible. Tell a short story. Share a personal experience or an anecdote that relates to your topic. For instance, I remember the first time I tried public speaking. I was 12, and everything that could go wrong did go wrong, including the fire alarm. State a problem. Highlight a common issue your audience can relate to, and hint that your talk will provide the solution. Public speaking is one of the most common fears, but what if I told you it doesn't have to be? Remember, your goal here is to establish rapport and pique curiosity. 2. The meat and potatoes body. Now that you've hooked your audience, it's time to deliver the substance of your talk. The body of your speech should be well organized, informative, and logically flowing. Here's how to break it down. 3 main points. Limit your speech to 3 key points. This structure is easy to follow and helps your audience retain the information. Think of it like a 3-course meal: starter, main course, and dessert. For example, if your topic is on time management, your 3 points might be: 1. Prioritizing tasks. 2. Eliminating distractions. 3. Using effective tools. Subpoints and examples. Expand each main point with subpoints and examples to reinforce your message. Suppose you're talking about eliminating distractions. Identify common distractions: social media, messy workspace, etc. Practical solutions. Use apps to block social media, clean your workspace, etc. Inject humor or personal anecdotes in this part to keep the listener engaged. I once tried to work with 3 cats and a puppy in the room. Let's just say The only thing that got managed was the kibble distribution. 3. Wrapping it up. Conclusion. Just like a good book, a great speech needs a strong ending that ties everything together. Your conclusion should summarize key points. Briefly recap your 3 main points to reinforce them. So remember, prioritize your tasks, eliminate distractions, and use the right tools. Call to action. Encourage your audience to take action based on what they've learned. Starting today, try categorizing your tasks and see how much more you accomplish. End with impact. Leave your audience with a powerful closing statement or quote. Time management isn't just about doing more. It's about doing what really matters. Ending on a memorable note will leave a lasting impact on your audience. 4. The art of storytelling. Good presentations aren't just about relaying information. They also tell a story. Here's how to weave storytelling into your message. Relatability. Choose stories that your audience can relate to. They should reinforce your main points and make them more memorable. For example, talking about a time you managed a big project under tight deadlines can illustrate effective time management. Structure. A good story has a beginning, middle, and end. Set the scene, introduce the challenge, and share the resolution. I once had a week to organize a major event. The venue fell through, speakers backed out last minute, but through prioritization and teamwork, we pulled it off beautifully. Emotional connection. Use descriptive language and emotion to bring your story to life. I was panicking, my heart racing, but then clarity hit. Prioritize, delegate, and focus. 5. Fine-tuning your content. Once you've crafted your message, it's important to fine-tune it. Here are some quick tips. Clarity. Make sure your points are easy to understand. Avoid jargon and keep your language simple. If you're talking to a non-specialist audience, explain complex ideas in layman's terms. Brevity. Be concise. Long-winded explanations can lose your audience. As my grandmother used to say, why use a paragraph when a sentence will do? Rehearse. Practice your speech several times. This not only helps in fine-tuning the content, but also makes you more confident. Wrapping up the chapter. By now, you should have a strong foundation for crafting compelling content. Structure your speech with a captivating introduction, an informative body, and a memorable conclusion. Incorporate storytelling to make your points relatable and engaging. And remember, your words have power. Use them wisely. So go ahead and craft that message. Whether it's a board meeting, a conference, or a family gathering, your audience is waiting to be captivated. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where we dive into the mesmerizing world of delivering your speech like a seasoned speaker. Happy speaking. Chapter 5. Mastering the Art of Delivery. Welcome to Chapter 5, Mastering the Art of Delivery. Imagine you've baked an amazing cake, but if it's presented sloppily, it might not look so appealing. Similarly, with public speaking, your content might be golden, but how you deliver it can make all the difference. In this chapter, we'll explore the magic ingredients to effective delivery, such as voice modulation, pacing, and body language. Let's dive in. The power of voice modulation. Your voice is a powerful tool, just like a musical instrument. You can employ different tones, pitches, and speeds to keep your audience engaged and intrigued. Imagine listening to a monotone voice. It can feel like a lullaby. A varied voice captivates attention and adds energy to your message. Here's how you can modulate your voice effectively. Pitch and tone. High and low. Use higher tones to express excitement and lower tones to convey seriousness. For instance, if you're sharing a funny anecdote, let your tone rise. If you're discussing a grave matter, let it dip. Emphasis. Highlight key points by stressing specific words. Try saying "this is important" versus "this is important." You can hear the difference, right? Volume. Loud and soft. Raise your voice to underscore crucial parts of your speech. Drop your voice to draw your audience in, almost like you're sharing a secret. Exercise. Practice reading a paragraph loudly and softly. Alternate sentences to see how volume can change the meaning and impact. Speed. Fast and slow. Speak faster to build excitement and slow down to ensure important points are absorbed. Remember, speed should match the message. Exercise. Record yourself reading a passage at normal speed. Then try reading it deliberately slowly or speedily. Compare the recordings to find a balanced pace. The right pacing. Pacing your speech correctly keeps your audience on their toes. Rambling can lose attention, while rushing may confuse them. Instead, think of your speech like a well-planned road trip with stops for sightseeing. Pausing for effect. Dramatic pauses. A well-placed pause helps emphasize a point and gives your audience time to reflect. For instance, after delivering a key statement, pause. Let the weight of your words sink in. Breath and collect. Pauses also give you a moment to breathe and collect your thoughts. Keep it conversational. Natural flow. Aim to speak as though you're having a conversation with a friend. This keeps your pace natural and engaging. Interactive elements. Pose rhetorical questions or use phrases like, "You see," or "Imagine this," to maintain a dialogue feel. Mastering body language. Your body speaks a language of its own. Non-verbal communication can either reinforce your message or contradict it. Let's make sure your body is saying the right things. Posture and movement. Stand tall. Good posture exudes confidence. Stand with your shoulders back and head high. Purposeful movement. Move around the stage but avoid pacing. Your movements should emphasize points, not distract. Step forward to stress importance. Step back to show transition. Gestures. Hand movements. Use your hands to illustrate points. Natural gestures relax you and make your speech engaging. Facial expressions. A smile can be infectious. A frown can convey concern. Match your facial expressions to your speech. Eye contact. Connect and engage. Making eye contact strengthens your connection with the audience. Try focusing on one person for a complete thought before moving to another. Scan the room. If it's a large group, casually scan to include everyone, making each person feel involved. Practical tips and exercises. 1. Mirror practice. Stand in front of a mirror and deliver parts of your speech. Observe your facial expressions, gestures, and posture. Make adjustments to look more approachable or assertive. 2. Record and review. Record your speech on video. Play it back and evaluate your voice modulation, pacing, and body language. Make notes and refine. 3. Tension release. Before speaking, shake out your arms, shoulders, and legs. Loosen up your body to reduce stiffness and appear more relaxed and natural. 4. Storytelling. Challenge. Practice telling a short story in different tones, angry, happy, sad, and excited. Notice how your delivery changes and what feels most engaging. 5. Breathing exercises. Practice deep breathing techniques to manage nerves and control your speech pace. Inhale deeply, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly. This helps keep your delivery steady. Remember, mastering the art of delivery takes practice, patience, and a playful attitude. Think of each speaking opportunity as a chance to hone your craft. Embrace your quirks, make mistakes, and have fun. Your unique style will shine through, making you not just a speaker, but a memorable one. Stay tuned for Chapter 6, where we'll dive into engaging your audience. Until then, happy speaking. Chapter 6. Engaging your audience. Welcome to Chapter 6, my enthusiastic public speaking protege. You've made it halfway through your journey to becoming an outstanding orator. Now it's time to tackle one of the most crucial aspects of public speaking, keeping your audience engaged. Think of it like hosting a dinner party. Nobody wants their guests to fall asleep in the soup. Here we'll explore various techniques to ensure your audience is not just listening, but hanging on every word you say. The importance of engagement. Before we dive into the how, let's understand the why. Engagement is your ticket to making sure your message sticks. An engaged audience retains information better, responds more positively, and is more likely to take action on your ideas. Now let's turn you into the host of the most engaging dinner party they've ever attended. 1. Interactive methods. A. Question and response. Encourage interaction by asking open-ended questions. For instance, don't just say, "Climate change is an issue." Instead, pose a question like, "How many of you have noticed changes in weather patterns over the last few years?" This makes the audience think and gives them a chance to mentally or verbally respond. Example: Jane was giving a talk on the benefits of remote work. She asked, "Who here feels more productive working from home?" Hands went up across the room, sparking a lively discussion. B. Relatable anecdotes. Share stories that your audience can connect with. If they can see themselves in your story, they'll engage more deeply. Example: John was a tech speaker. Instead of abstract technical jargon, he told a story about how he once accidentally sent a spreadsheet full of gibberish to his boss and learned a valuable lesson on double-checking his work. The audience laughed and many nodded, thinking of their own similar experiences. 2. Use of humor. Appropriate humor. Laughter is a great connector. Start with a light-hearted joke or a funny anecdote relevant to your topic. Beware, humor is like seasoning. Too much can ruin the dish. Also, avoid humor that could offend. Example: Sue was presenting on time management. She began with, "I used to be a terrible procrastinator. I once finished a 5-day diet in just 3 hours." The laughter set a positive tone for the rest of her talk. B. Self-deprecation. A little self-deprecating humor can make you more relatable. It shows you're human and that you don't take yourself too seriously. Example: Peter, nervous about his first large audience, began with, "I'm so excited to be here, and equally terrified. If I pass out, someone please call my mom." The audience chuckled, immediately warming up to him. 3. Audience participation. A. Activities and exercises. Engage your audience with activities. This could be something simple like a quick poll or a short group discussion. Example: Maria was talking about creativity. She handed out paper and crayons and asked everyone to draw whatever came to mind in 2 minutes. The room buzzed with laughter and chatter, everyone eager to share their masterpieces. B. Direct involvement. Sometimes pull an audience member into your talk. This can be a great way to wake people up and keep things lively, though always keep it friendly and non-embarrassing. Example: During his seminar on effective communication, Rob asked for a volunteer to come up and demonstrate a handshake. This brought energy and a practical demonstration into his talk. 4. Use of visual aids. Visual aids are your sidekick in keeping the audience's attention. A well-timed slide, a compelling graph, or a short video can break the monotony. A. PowerPoint perfection. Keep your slides simple. Think of them as a backdrop to your main performance, not the performance itself. Use high-quality images, clear text, and don't overload them with information. Example: Digital artist Anna showed stunning visuals of her work as she talked about the evolution of digital art. The images captivated the audience, providing a visual treat alongside her narrative. Closing engagement. Always wrap up your discussion by re-engaging your audience. Summarize your main points, ask if they have any questions, and perhaps end with a thought-provoking question or a final humorous anecdote to leave a lasting impression. Example: When closing his health seminar, Mark said, "Remember, living healthy isn't about grand gestures but small, consistent steps. Strawberries on your cereal, a short walk after dinner, and maybe even cutting down on those midnight ice creams, or just share them with me. Conclusion. Engaging your audience is both an art and a science. By incorporating interactive methods, humor, and participation, you keep your listeners invested in your message. Remember, your goal is not just to speak, but to create a memorable experience that leaves your audience thinking, feeling, and ready to act on your words. Up next, Chapter 7, where we'll dive into the power of visual aids. Let's keep those eyes and hearts focused on our talking points. You're halfway to transforming into a public speaking master. Keep up the good work, and let's continue this journey together. Chapter 7. Using visual aids effectively. Welcome to Chapter 7. In this chapter, we're diving into the colorful world of visual aids. You might have seen speakers use slides, props, charts, and even videos to make their points clearer and more engaging. But using visual aids can be tricky. You want them to complement your speech, not steal the show. Let's learn how to enhance your speech with visual aids effectively. Why visual aids matter. Imagine you're telling a story about a rainbow but can only use words. Sure, you can describe it, but wouldn't it be more captivating if the audience could see the bright colors too? Visual aids help your audience understand and remember your message more easily. They add an extra layer to your speech, colors, shapes, and visuals that make your ideas pop. Designing your slides. Slides are the most common visual aid. They can either make your presentation shine or make your audience desperate for a nap. Here are some tips to keep your audience wide-eyed and engaged. 1. Keep it simple. Your slides should highlight key points, not overflow with text. Aim for bullet points, short sentences, or single words. The audience wants to listen to you, not read your slides. 2. Use high-quality images. A picture is worth 1,000 words, but only if it's clear and relevant. Choose crisp, appropriate images that support your message. Avoid cheesy stock photos that could distract or confuse your audience. 3. Consistent design. Pick a background, font, and color scheme and stick with it. This consistency helps create a professional look and keeps the audience from feeling like they're at a visual circus. 4. Readable text. People shouldn't have to squint to read your slides. Use large, easy-to-read fonts and avoid cluttering your slides with too much text. Incorporating props. Props can be fantastic. They bring a tangible, real-world element to your speech and can help illustrate your points vividly. 1. Relevant and purposeful. Only use props that enhance your presentation. If you're explaining a new product, showing the actual item can make a big difference. But don't bring a banana to talk about software development. It just doesn't make sense. 2. Practice with your props. Make sure you're comfortable using and referencing your props. Fumbling around or awkwardly holding an object can distract from your message. 3. Be mindful of size. Ensure your props are large enough to be seen by the entire audience. A tiny model might be great in a small room but gets lost in a larger setting. Using charts and graphs. Numbers can be daunting, but charts and graphs make them more digestible. Here's how to make these visual aids effective. 1. Simplicity is key. A complex graph can baffle rather than enlighten. Stick to the essentials and make sure the information is clear at a glance. 2. Use colors wisely. Differentiate sections with contrasting colors but avoid a rainbow explosion. Colors should make the graph easier to read, not overwhelming. 3. Title and labels. Every chart or graph should have a title and clear labels. Your audience needs to know exactly what they're looking at. Adding videos and music. Multimedia elements like videos and music can be powerful, but they need to be used sparingly and thoughtfully. 1. Short and relevant. Keep videos and audio clips short and to the point. They should support your message, not dominate the presentation. 2. Check technical requirements. Always test your multimedia elements beforehand to prevent technical glitches. The last thing you want is a video that won't play or sound that won't come through. 3. Introduce and reflect. Always introduce what you are about to show and explain afterward. Tell your audience why it's significant and how it ties into your message. Timing and synchronicity. Finally, the seamless blending of your visual aids with your speech is crucial. 1. Synchronize slides with speech. Make sure your slides change when they're supposed to. You don't want to be talking about point A while the audience sees point B. 2. Control your presentation. Use a remote clicker to advance slides without having to run back to your computer. This allows you to move around and maintain eye contact with the audience. 3. Practice, practice, practice. Run through your entire presentation multiple times to ensure everything flows smoothly. You should know exactly when to display each visual aid without hesitation. In conclusion, visual aids, when used right, can transform a mundane speech into an exciting and memorable experience. They make your content more accessible, engaging, and easier to understand. Just remember, keep it simple, relevant, and synchronized with your message. With the right balance, your visual aids will not only enhance your speech but elevate you as a remarkable speaker. Stay tuned for Chapter 8, where we will tackle handling questions and feedback with ease and grace. Happy speaking. Chapter 8, Handling Questions and Feedback. Welcome to one of the most interactive and dynamic parts of public speaking, handling questions and feedback. This is where you truly connect with your audience and showcase your ability to think on your feet. Imagine you've just finished sharing an amazing story or a life-changing idea. The room is buzzing with curiosity, and then a hand shoots up. A question is coming your way. It's both exciting and nerve-wracking, but guess what? This is your moment to shine even brighter. Why questions and feedback matter? When your audience asks questions, it means they are engaged. They care about what you have to say and want to know more. It's a sign that your message is resonating. Feedback, on the other hand, helps you grow and improve as a speaker. Both are crucial for your development. 1. Stay calm and collected. The first step to handling questions and feedback is staying calm. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that this is a normal part of the process. You don't have to know everything. It's okay to pause for a moment to gather your thoughts. Humor can help you here too. For instance, if someone asks a particularly tough question, you can say with a smile, "Wow, you really went for the tough one, didn't you?" 2. Listen actively. Really listen to the question being asked without interrupting. Not to show that you are engaged and understanding. Sometimes repeating or paraphrasing the question can help clarify it for both you and the rest of the audience. So, if I understand correctly, you're asking. 3. Be honest and thoughtful. If you know the answer, great. But if you don't, it's more than okay to admit it. Being honest builds trust and credibility. You can say something like, "That's a fantastic question. I don't have the answer right now, but I'll look into it and get back to you." Another strategy is to involve the audience. What do the rest of you think? Do we have any experts in the room? 4. Keep your cool with challenging questions. Not all questions are friendly or easy. Some may feel like they're putting you on the spot. This is where your calm and collected demeanor really comes into play. Respond to challenging questions respectfully. "I appreciate your viewpoint, and here's how I see it." Avoid getting defensive. Smile and keep your tone positive. 5. Utilize a parking lot for off-topic questions. Some questions might veer off the subject. To keep your presentation flowing smoothly, acknowledge the question and add it to a parking lot list to be addressed later. "That's a great question, but it's slightly off our current topic. Let's park it for now and come back to it in our Q&A or after the session." 6. Turning feedback into gold. Feedback is a gift, even if it doesn't always feel like it. Constructive criticism helps you improve. Listen attentively to feedback, thank the person for their input, and use it to refine your skills. Positive feedback is just as valuable. It shows what you're doing right. Say thank you graciously and own it. I really appreciate your feedback. It will help me improve for next time. 7. Encourage open dialogue. Create an environment where your audience feels comfortable asking questions and giving feedback. Encourage open dialogue from the start by setting aside specific Q&A times. I'm excited to hear your thoughts and questions, so let's dive in. 8. Practice makes perfect. Handling questions and feedback graciously takes practice. Role-play Q&A sessions with friends or colleagues. Watch videos of skilled speakers handling questions. Conclusively, remember that public speaking is a skill developed over time. Each question you field and each bit of feedback you receive is a stepping stone on your journey. Summary. Yep, handling questions and feedback can be challenging, exhilarating, and immensely rewarding. Embrace it with open arms, learn from every interaction, and watch yourself grow into the inspiring speaker you're meant to be. Chapter 9. Managing Stage Fright and Stress. So, you've written your speech, practiced it, and you're all set to deliver it, but wait. Here come those pesky butterflies in your stomach, making your confidence waver. Let me tell you, you are not alone. Even the most seasoned speakers feel jittery before they take the stage. The good news? You can absolutely manage these feelings. In this chapter, we're talking all about managing stage fright and stress. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll have your butterflies flying in formation. Embrace your nerves. First things first, understand that being nervous is completely normal. In fact, it's a sign that you care about what you're doing. Imagine for a moment if you weren't nervous at all. Would you prepare as thoroughly or deliver with the same passion? Think of your nerves as a caffeinated friend who's got your back. Breathing exercises. When you're nervous, your body goes into a fight or flight mode, and one of the first things it messes with is your breathing. To get back in control, use the power of your breath. Here's a simple exercise. 1. The 4-7-8 technique. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds. Repeat a few times. This exercise not only calms you down, but also brings your focus away from nerves to something productive. Your breath. Mental preparation. Mindset is everything. Repeat after me, you've got this. To mentally prepare, you can use positive affirmations. Try these. I am prepared and ready. My message is valuable. I am in control. Visualizing success can also be a powerful tool. Picture yourself standing in front of the audience, delivering your speech effortlessly and receiving enthusiastic applause. Your brain can't tell the difference between imagination and reality, so make your dreams vivid. Relaxation technique. Here's a fun one. The power pose. Your body language affects your mind. Stand in a power pose for 2 minutes before your talk. This means standing tall, hands on your hips, feet apart, and a big smile on your face. It might feel silly, but it works. This classic technique, highlighted by psychologist Amy Cuddy, has been scientifically proven to boost confidence and lower stress. Progressive muscle relaxation. Another technique is to tense and then relax muscles in different parts of your body. Start with your toes and work your way up to your head. Tense each muscle group for about 5 seconds and then relax it. By the time you reach your head, your body will feel like a relaxed, jiggly jelly bean, and that's a good thing. Practice makes permanent. The more familiar you are with your speech, the less you'll have to stress about. Practice until your material feels second nature. This also means practicing in environments similar to your anticipated speaking venue. If you know you'll be using a microphone, practice with one. If you're speaking in a large room, rehearse projecting your voice. Familiarity breeds confidence. The big day. Managing stress during your speech. Okay, it's showtime. Your heart is racing and your mind is playing tricks on you. Here's what to do. Pause and breathe. Before you start speaking, take a deep breath. It's okay to have a slight pause. It showcases your strength. Eye contact. Find friendly faces in the audience and direct your attention toward them. It will make you feel like you're having a one-on-one conversation. Keep water nearby. Dry mouth is a common symptom of nerves. Sipping water can be a quick way to manage that. Handling unexpected surprises. What if something goes wrong? A technical glitch, a challenging question, perhaps even forgetting your lines. How do you handle that? First, keep your cool. Everyone in the audience is human and can relate to moments of surprise or error. Pause and pivot. If you forget a part of your speech, pause. Take a deep breath and then find a natural way to pivot back to your material. Let me rephrase that. Works wonders. Humor. Don't be afraid to laugh it off. A little humor can make you more relatable. Looks like my brain just pressed the pause button. Simple, light-hearted comments like these can turn a potentially stressful moment into a connection point with your audience. Wrapping up. Once you've made it through your speech, acknowledge your accomplishment, no matter how big or small. Managing stage fright and stress is a skill that gets better with practice. Each time you speak, you'll conquer your nerves a little more, and your confidence will grow. Remember, bravery is not the absence of fear, but doing what you need to do despite it. So keep breathing, keep visualizing success, and keep speaking. You've got this. So, did I keep you engaged? Stage fright is just a cute little roadblock on the path to becoming an awesome speaker. Whether it's through breathing exercises, mental pep talks, or power poses, you've now got a toolbox of techniques to manage your stress. All that's left to do is practice and then practice some more. Chapter 10. Practice and Preparation. Welcome to Chapter 10, dear reader. By now you're well on your way to mastering the art of public speaking. But before you step onto that stage with a microphone in hand, there's one critical part of the journey that we need to discuss: practice and preparation. Imagine being a chef who tries out a complicated recipe for the first time on the night of a big dinner party. Sounds risky, right? Similarly, practice and preparation are your ingredients to cooking up a successful speech. The importance of practice. Think about anything you've ever been good at. Riding a bike, playing the guitar, or even making the perfect cup of coffee. What do all of these things have in common? Practice. Public speaking is no different. The more you practice, the better and more comfortable you become. Why practice matters. Builds confidence. When you've practiced enough, you know your material inside and out. This confidence shows and makes you less likely to be thrown off by unexpected events. Refines your material. Practice helps you identify which parts of your speech work and which don't. As you say it out loud, you might notice redundancies or awkward phrasing. Enhances delivery. The more you practice, the more natural and engaging your delivery will be. Think of actors. They don't just read their lines once and go on stage. They rehearse until it feels authentic. Step-by-step guide to effective practice. Step 1. Write it down. First things first, write your speech. Having a script helps you stay organized. Plus, it gives you something concrete to work from. Step 2. Read aloud. Read through your speech out loud, ideally in front of a mirror. This helps you get comfortable with your material and gives you a chance to work on your intonation and pronunciation. Step 3. Time yourself. Using a timer, go through your entire speech from start to finish. This way, you'll make sure you're within any time limits. It also shows you where you might be too brief or too long-winded. Step 4. Record yourself. With today's technology, it's super easy to record yourself. Use your phone or a camera to record your speech. Watch it back to see how you can improve. Notice your body language, facial expressions, and whether you're maintaining good eye contact, even if it's with a mirror or camera at this point. Step 5. Practice in front of an audience. Start small. Practice in front of a friend, family member, or even a pet if you're really nervous. Gradually, increase your audience size. This feedback loop is invaluable. It gives you an idea of how others will perceive your speech. Refining your speech. Get feedback. Ask your audience for constructive feedback. Be open-minded and don't take criticisms too personally. They're there to help you improve. Fine-tune your content. Based on the feedback, revisit your script. Make necessary adjustments, not too long-winded in one part, more anecdotes in another, etc. Repeat the practice steps to ensure these tweaks work well. Incorporate visuals. If you plan to use visual aids, incorporate them into your practice sessions. Know when to bring them up and how to refer to them seamlessly. Think of these as part of your script, not add-ons. Dress rehearsal. Simulate the actual speaking event as closely as possible. Wear the clothes you plan to wear. Use the microphone if available, and be in a similar room or setting. This will help you feel more comfortable on the actual day. The night before. If you've meticulously followed the steps in this chapter, you should feel well prepared. But the night before, do a light run-through of your speech instead of an intense cram session. Think of it as warming up, not stressing out. The big day. On the day of your speech, go through your routine. Don't introduce anything new, like random breathing exercises or eating triple chili burgers if you normally don't. Stick to what you know makes you feel good. By the time you step up onto that stage, you'll know that you've put in the effort, and this accumulated practice will shine through. Keep breathing, smile, and remember, you've got this. In the next chapter, we'll dive into developing your unique speaking style, which makes you stand out as a great speaker. But until then, keep practicing and enjoy the journey. And there you have it. Consistent practice and thorough preparation might not be the most glamorous part of public speaking, but they are undeniably the backbone of any great oration. So, buckle down, get practicing, and turn those butterflies into uplifting little gusts that propel you forward. Chapter 11. Developing your unique speaking style. Finding your voice. You've made it this far, and that's incredible. Now let's speak about something truly magical. Finding your unique speaking style. Imagine you're a chef in a kitchen full of ingredients. Each chef makes a different dish, even if they have the same ingredients. Your speaking style is your unique recipe, an authentic reflection of who you are. Observe and learn. Before going full throttle into developing your style, it's essential to take some time to observe and learn from others. Watch famous speakers like Maya Angelou, Brené Brown, or Steve Jobs. Yes, even wonderful Chef Gordon Ramsay. Notice their nuances, pacing, and how they engage their audience. No, I'm not asking you to mimic them. I want you to gather inspiration. How do they use their strengths and personality to create an engaging presence? Self-reflection, knowing your strengths. To develop your style, you must first know yourself. Grab a pen and paper. Jot down your strengths. Are you naturally funny? Use that humor to your advantage. Are you great at storytelling? Perfect. Maybe you're analytical and can break down complex subjects simply. Your style will be a blend of these strengths. Your personality, your power. Your personality is your power. It's what sets you apart. Are you more of an introvert or an extrovert? Do you have a more relaxed demeanor, or are you energetic? Your unique personality will dictate your pace, tone, and how you interact with your audience. For example, if you're naturally laid back, there's no need to force an overly enthusiastic style. Your calm approach can be both comforting and engaging to your audience. Think of Mr. Rogers, soft-spoken and calm, yet profoundly impactful. The magic of stories. Every person loves a good story. Use your personal experiences in your speeches. Sharing anecdotes not only makes your presentation more relatable but also allows your personality to shine through. For example, if you're talking about overcoming fear, share a personal story about a time you faced your fears head-on, like when you finally gathered the courage to apologize to your neighbor's cat for accidentally stepping on its tail. Humor goes a long way in connecting too. Engage with authenticity. Authenticity is the cornerstone of your unique style. Be genuine. Think of an audience member as a friend you're having coffee with too. Authenticity builds trust, and trust builds connection. Let's take an example. Imagine you're on stage speaking about leadership. You could rattle off statistics, or you could talk about kind and encouraging leaders in your life. The passion and genuineness when speaking from personal experience are irreplaceable. Feedback is your friend. Constructive feedback is your best friend. Record yourself and ask trusted friends or mentors for feedback. Listen to what they have to say. It's valuable input that helps sculpt your style. Remember, even the most acclaimed speakers evolved through constructive criticism. So when your best friend tells you that you sound like you're narrating a bedtime story while intending an energetic corporate presentation, take it lightly and tune in for a balance. Be consistent yet adaptable. Once you find what's working, be consistent with it. However, don't be rigid. Adaptability is important. Each audience is different and subtle adjustments might be necessary to engage them effectively. For instance, while speaking at a school, playful tone and humor can be effective, but at a corporate event, a more professional demeanor might work better. Keep your core genuine self at the forefront, but allow subtle shifts based on the context. Enjoy the ride. Lastly, have fun. Public speaking is an exciting journey. As you develop your unique style, enjoy every moment. It will be a process of self-discovery, growth, and improvement. Embrace it fully and remember, you're there to share your message and make a difference. The audience is rooting for you. Conclusion. Your unique speaking style is a blend of your strengths, personality, experiences, and authenticity. Take time to self-reflect, embrace your quirks, and let your personality shine through. Don't be afraid to share personal stories and always stay open to feedback. Embrace the authenticity and enjoy this journey of becoming a remarkable speaker. The world needs to hear your unique voice, loud, clear, and beautifully authentic. Chapter 12. The Journey to Becoming a Great Speaker. Hey there, future public speaking superstar. Congratulations on making it all the way to Chapter 12. You've come so far, and now it's time to put all the pieces together. Remember, becoming a great speaker is not a destination, but a journey. It's like trying to bake the perfect cake. Yes, there's a recipe, but it's the practice, tweaking, and secret ingredients that make it yours. So let's dive in. Embrace the journey. Public speaking isn't something you master overnight. It's a continual process of growth, much like learning to play a musical instrument. You wouldn't expect to play Beethoven flawlessly after just a few lessons, would you? If you can, you're in the wrong book. You need The Art of Instant Perfection. Lifelong learning. Public speaking offers countless opportunities to learn and grow. Attend workshops, read books, watch TED Talks, and listen to others who inspire you. Yes, even watch those cringe-worthy presentations. That's where you sometimes learn what not to do. Constructive criticism is your friend. Remember the kid's story about the 3 little pigs? The brick house didn't get built because the pig just winged it. Nope, it took time and effort. Similarly, constructive criticism helps you build a sturdy foundation. Accept feedback graciously. It's a personal GPS that recalibrates you when you're way off the track. Record and review. Sometimes we are our own best teacher. Record your speeches and watch them. Look out for the little things. Are you using too many filler words like and ah? Is your body language open and engaging? Are your jokes actually funny, or just no? Self-review helps you see what others see. Join a community. There are public speaking groups like Toastmasters, where you can practice with others who are on the same journey. These communities provide support, tips, and real-life practice scenarios. Plus, it's also a great way to gather a friend or two who are as passionate about public speaking as you are. Keep a speaking journal. Note down the type of speeches you give, what went well, and what you think can be improved upon. Sometimes a light bulb moment comes not from a grand revelation, but from consistently jotting down and reflecting on smaller, everyday experiences. Celebrate small wins. Were you able to speak without stammering? Did a joke finally land? Celebrate those moments. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a great speaker. Small victories create a big win over time. Buy yourself that cookie, or hey, 2 cookies. You deserve it. Experiment and adapt. Try new techniques. Experimenting keeps the journey exciting and drives growth. Whether it's incorporating a new storytelling method, adding a dash of humor, or using a prop, never hesitate to mix things up. Remember, a public speaking journey is more like creating an abstract painting than painting by numbers. Your style, your uniqueness will shine brighter. Stay resilient. Imagine public speaking is like planting a tree. Some seeds sprout quickly, while others take their sweet time. Don't be disheartened by setbacks. Embrace them as part of your journey. Use them to become stronger. Inspiration is everywhere. Life is about stories, and stories make up great speeches. Look around. There's inspiration in the oddest places. An awkward moment at the supermarket, a touching conversation with a stranger, or your pet's quirky habits can all fuel engaging stories for your speeches. Stay passionate. Finally, stay in love with the process. You started this journey for a reason. Hold on to that passion. Keep speaking, keep learning, and most importantly, keep having fun. When you love what you're doing, the audience sees it, feels it, and loves it too. Final thought. Becoming a great speaker isn't about reaching the end of the road. It's about enjoying every step on the way, learning from every bump, and celebrating every tiny victory. So get out there and let your voice be heard. Let's face it, the world is waiting for what you have to say. Trust me, they are. So there you have it. The journey to becoming a great speaker isn't just about the end goal. It's about the continuous growth, the little milestones, the hiccups, and the joy of expressing yourself uniquely. Ready, set, speak. That wraps up Chapter 12 and the entire book. Remember, you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. Start speaking, keep learning, and don't forget to smile. You've got this. We have come to the end of this book. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to you for joining us today to absorb the wisdom of this incredible audiobook. Thank you for being part of our mission to spread positive energy and make this world a better place to live. But our journey doesn't end with the last page of this audiobook. We are a community, a tribe of seekers and doers, and we want to keep this fire of inspiration burning bright. Drop a comment below sharing your top learnings from this book. What resonated with you the most? What are you going to implement in your life starting today? Remember, openly declaring your new habits and goals is a powerful act. It creates accountability and makes your commitment to change even stronger. When you share your journey, you not only inspire others, but also forge a path for yourself that is filled with purpose and intention. So don't hold back. Your words might just be the spark someone else needs to ignite their own journey towards a better life. Once again, thank you for being here, for investing in yourself, and for helping us spread positivity. Until next time, stay inspired, stay positive, and keep shining.